Q Talks once again. Welcome back to Black Swan Theory. And today I'm talking to you guys about why being misunderstood isn't a flaw, it's a signal, okay? Have you ever walked into a room and felt like you were speaking a completely different language than everybody else in that room? Even felt like you were in the room, but you weren't in the room? If you see me glance down, I'm referring to some notes that I have. But yes, when you feel misunderstood, it took me a long time to completely accept. And sometimes, as is normal, I do still struggle to comprehend the fact that it doesn't mean that there is something wrong or that I'm flawed or that I'm broken. It just means that I'm tuned into a different truth, a different perspective that most do not consider, right? When you find yourself being the one that's always on the outskirts of the conversation, always the one listening but not quite relating to the topic, yet when you open your mouth, all the chatter falls silent and everybody listens to what you have to say. And oftentimes people are surprised by your point, or they're like, good point. I didn't think of it like that. I didn't consider it that way. That is because you are here to be a bridge. You are not here to be a replica. You're not here to join the conversation. You're here to spark a new one. And sometimes that's hard. Sometimes that's tiring, believe me, especially when you don't feel like, first of all, you're going to be heard because you've already heard everybody else repeating the same old thing. You're like, they're not going to want to hear what I got to say. But actually, you'd be surprised that these people may have also been wanting something new to consider, something new to talk about. And you're the only one that can bring that topic, that can bring that forth. Some of us simply were not made to blend in. We were made to stand for something. In my case, I find that I'm someone who people find difficult to comprehend upon first appearances because, people may have their ideas of how I am or what kind of things that I am into as a person. And oftentimes, when I come into interactions with people, particularly large groups, I don't speak much initially. So, for some people, this may come across as being withdrawn, even stuck up. Yet, when I open my mouth, when I do begin to speak to people, they are often surprised, delighted by, the personality I have or the topics that I like to entertain and, that I'm considering or what I have to say, even, or maybe even some humor, some wit. And that has been proof to me as well that as hard as it is, and as much as I sometimes am in my head before interacting, right? I'm like, yeah, nah. That is exactly what I need to do. That is what needs to happen because the more you express your uniqueness and the more your uniqueness is received by others, the more you will realize and understand that what you are bringing to the table is what people are craving, what people are intrigued by, what people desire, yet they don't know that yet. Don't be ashamed of being and feeling different. Realize that that is actually your, what's that word? That's like your, what's that card? Like your secret hand. Somebody comment the name if you know what I'm trying to refer to. There's like a term, but that is like your little secret hand that you can pull out if you feel so called. And I am here to let you know that it is okay. You are not the only one. And this community is where we speak fluently in depth, clarity, and resonance. If you've been shrinking, you don't have to anymore. My Black Swan, your rarity is your gift. Never forget it. I am grateful that you joined me, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. As always, comment. Remember that this is part of a bigger community. A podcast will be here soon, and I can't wait for you guys to listen and to send in your own stories, your own questions, and become a part of that. Take care until next time.